you have been told a lie. You have been told a lie that things make you happy. Even things like a big happy family, a big expensive McMansion, nice brand new car, everybody on vacation with their toes in the sand and matching white shirts and blue jeans. This is what you've been told through social media are the keys, the essentials of happiness. But in this video, I'm going to prove to you that is not true. And if you're my age, I was born in 1966, soon to be 59. Life does not always turn out the way we thought it would. And if it didn't turn out the way you thought it would, can you still be happy? We'll answer that question in this video. 8 things that actually increase your happiness. So the first thing, number one, we have to think about is that 50% of our happiness we're kind of born with, not determined by life circumstance. And I think we all know this intrinsically, in spite of what social media tries to lie to us about. So we're either a Tigger, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. I'm a Tigger. Born into the worst circumstances in life, I always seem to have a happy, bouncy outlook, right? And Eeyore, okay, so, he always thinks the sky is falling, it's always going to rain. I realize that you do need to watch my video about starting a second career and how that's changed my life. Being in hospitality, a Tigger is a very helpful personality trait. And in teaching, it was full of Eeyores. I did not fit in. Alrighty, so that's kind of 50% of our set point. We can't really do much to control that, but we can control other things. So number 2 are the events in our life. And this, if you're like me and you lost life's lottery, sometimes it's like the flap of a butterfly wing. One thing happens, you get divorced. And then the housing market crash hits and you lose all the value in the house that you just bought in the doors. And you're left raising 3 teenagers in a small southern town. And then the stock market crashed and you lost half of your retirement savings and your career goes nowhere because you're again in that small southern town. You can't do anything. So it is a flap of a butterfly wing. Sometimes we lose life's lottery. Here's the joy of it. It doesn't matter. Thank God, right? It doesn't matter. Good circumstances, bad circumstances do not really affect your happiness that much. Disaster. And treat those 2 imposters just the same. I love this poem, If, by Rudyard Kipling. It's got me through so many hard times. So triumph and disaster, the imposters, just the same. People who win the lottery actually do worse in life. Why would a Hollywood celebrity get addicted to drugs or kill themselves if all of these things made you happy? And some of the happiest people I have met in my life are people who are handicapped. How could that be? It would make sense. So thank goodness, events in our life only account for 10% of our happiness. Number 3, so now we have what we can do. So 40% is very lovely, and that's the things that we can do. So through hardship to the stars. Again, I'm going to your heart and nerve and sinew to serve their turn long after you are gone. You hold on when nothing in you except the voice, your will that says, hold on. That is through hardship to the stars. This gives you so much power. Why does it give you power? Because when you do amazing things in terrible circumstances, it gives you that strength. It gives you that inner power that, hey, I got through this, I got through that, I've gotten through all these terrible circumstances. A job loss isn't going to kill me. I am just going to reinvent myself and start a new career just like I did. Divorce, health issues, people rejecting me, these things can't hurt me because I'm resilient. I am powerful. I am a happy human being. Be a Marianne, not a Ginger. So, if you were born in 1966 like I was, we just sat there as latchkey kids just watching Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island a million times already. So Marianne, she's that tomboy, but I think we all say she's way more attractive than Ginger. Yeah, so Ginger is like, she's like, oh, I'm better than everybody else. I can only hang out with the professor. I'm not gonna hang out with that silly old Gilligan. Yeah, she's so into social connections, right? Who she can be with, who she can't be with, having to dress in a glamour dress on a deserted island. Like, how many years do they live there? I mean, I don't know how she got her hair done every day. But in life, we know those Gingers. It's that aging beauty queen. I was the head cheerleader of the football team, right? Is they live in the past. And they also live for social status. And that was definitely seemed to be the most unhappy people, because as we get older, our social status is going to decrease because we're getting old. Yeah, we're getting old. But if you're just like a Marianne and fun and loving life and a tomboy, you're just going to be so much happier. Remember the show MacGyver? Absolutely. People who can MacGyver their way through life are going to be the happiest. What did MacGyver do? He would take something and create a solution to the problem using his creativity, using the things that he was already given. So if you're that type of person that when you are given a roadblock, think in a creative fashion, you manage around the roadblock. And the next time that roadblock is in your way, you're like, I got this. I have this roadblock. I can manage this scenario. I started back in hospitality after a 30-year lapse. Pretty much nothing has changed, but there were a few things that changed, and it was scary and terrifying. But yet I managed to succeed because I have that inner skill, that creativity to work around the problems in life. When you're feeling down, this is a trick that works so well. It's called what if. Now, living in Tennessee, oh yeah, we've had some tornadoes around here. Yeah, ice storms, tornado, where they take your power out for days, sometimes even weeks. I actually went through the tornado outbreak of 2011. That was horrible. And all you can think about when you have no power is like, I want a hot shower. I want my refrigerator. I just want power. I don't want to be laying in my bedroom when it's either too hot or too cold, depending upon when the power goes out. Having to take a shower at work, no fun. It is just no fun. And then, poof, you're the happiest little camper on planet Earth because the power got turned on. So let's play that game every day. Okay, yes, I am disappointed I did not get invited to that party. I'm disappointed I lost my job. I'm disappointed my husband kicked me out the door. There's lots of disappointments in life, right? Let's play what if. What if you had cancer? Oh, yeah, life would not be so good. You would not be able to do, I would not be able to do the job I'm doing right now, right? What if you had a disability? What if you had no arms? There's this amazing woman on YouTube and she has no arms. She does all these amazing things and she has the biggest smile on her face all the time. But no, what if one of your kids was sick? What if you didn't have the job that you have right now, even though you like to complain about it? There's so many things. And so when you are feeling unhappy with life, just keep doing what if, and you'll find yourself being like, I'm happy to have electricity. I'm happy that I can walk on two legs because there's not everybody in this world that can do that. There's people in wheelchairs. I'm happy to have arms. I'm happy to not be blind. I am happy to have some money in the bank and food in the fridge. Play that what if game and you will no longer ever be unhappy. And number 7, follow your intuition. When I started doing this, I went through a profound period about 7-8 years ago when I turned 50, because life was really just going bad. It was pretty much as bad as anybody's life could ever be. Yeah, it was so horrible, and I actually had some problems where I'm like, there's a bridge, I'm thinking of jumping off of it. And we did have a bridge. It was that bad. But I started to practice listening to my intuition. My intuition said, move to Nashville. Get away from the small southern town. Get away from the past. Start anew career. Maybe meet some new people. And I listened to Sin. Now in Nashville, I'm living in the cutest little place you could ever imagine, making twice the amount of money, have met amazing people. Both my sons live right down the street from me, and my best friend. So life is amazing beyond belief. I wake up in the morning, I run, I feel safe. I never felt safe living on the backside of a mountain all by myself in the woods. Listen to that intuition. You're wearing those ruby red slippers, friends. You are wearing them. You know what? You have God's love in your heart. God loves you, and you have that power. It's inside of you. You have it. You're wearing those slippers. Look at what you're good at. I always say, find something that you're good at and that you love, and the money will follow. There's so many resources that we have. There's so many ways that we are blessed. Those slippers are on your feet, and sometimes I think you just forget about them. But they're on your feet, friends, and they're there. Look down and think about all the amazing, wonderful gifts and blessings that you have. And you will find your life will change, and you will be very happy and content, and you're gonna have peace, love, and joy. But you definitely need to watch my next video about how I started a second career and how much my life has changed since then. Anyhow, friends, also you need to watch my video on self-love. So I am wishing you peace, love, and joy.